made from beeswax in different different shades. And it's called Mother's Touch. So I made also a little bit of the dream. I blended like memories from when I was a child of a place in the forest where my mom had bees,
Mhm.
and it was very nice and sunny. And also with I call it Mother's Touch because my mother was a gardener, and her hand was like always really rough. You know, she tried to stroke me, and I was like, no, no. So I made like gloves with the wax. Um, and how we,
Just to a question on that, did you
yeah.
make a mold and then fill the mold, or how did you build these?
Ah, yeah. So I used alginate.
Uh-huh.
So I made a mold and then with my hands, and then I like kind of like painted them with wax to make the wax sheets stick. Oh yeah, so it's filled with plaster.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's
Uh,
plaster, and on top of the plaster, you added layers of beeswax.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Except like at the top, like here, because I wanted it to look like a real glove
Mm-hmm. It
uh,
has the
as
texture.
much as possible.
How did you do the texture of like beehive?
So you can buy it like this because the bee farmers, they
Uh-huh.
don't want like the bee nest to be like a random shape like this. That is the natural for the bees. They want it to be like, you know, like proper squares. So when they take the honey, they extract the beeswax and then they melt it. And then they have like kind of like a pasta machine with this pattern. So they're like,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
uh,
So you
uh,
like the sheet of this wax that already has this shape.
yeah,
And how did you apply it? Like you just had to press it.
yes, patient.
Ah, okay, little by little.
Yeah, little by little. And then like, oh no, it fell off, redo, and like just keep at it, kind of. But
And what
I like
about
the
the
tensions. I
honey?
like that it breaks. That is like,
Ah,
um,
it's fragile.
yeah, I like the fragility.
Yeah, it's amazing. And what about the honey? You added honey just for the photo, or it will stay like that and then you see what happens, or how is the process around it?
Yeah. No, no, that's only for the photo. Um,
And then what
So was
happens?
the honey a really important part of the work as a whole? Like if you were to display it in a gallery, would you include the honey still?
maybe not. And for me, sometimes I see the documentation process that it's like also almost a work in itself, or how to say it. Like,
Mhm.
um, I feel like for the pictures, it's you need something to translate the physical world into when you're showing like this. So I think if I had it on an exhibition, probably not. And you can only display it for a short time.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
funny because
Well,
yeah, you
yeah.
know, so with the cat lovers, it attracts. I made a lot of sculptures in wax as a kid, and none of them still exists. My parents throw them all because we had so many cats. And they were just,
You could always dip it in resin, or create the honey out of
yeah,
resin. And it'll, because resin, when it's starting to dry, it really gets thick. And so you could have it initially like very liquidy, and then or pour it when it starts to thicken,
yeah,
and then it'll have more of that honey texture. Or if you wanted to encapsulate it to
yeah,
seal it, you could dip it in resin. Um, and then it would be sealed and it would survive. And it would have a
yeah.
nice hard outer, like very, very strong outer coating.
Okay, yeah,
Would
that's
that
true. Like,
interfere with your idea, or like do you like this temporality that it's going to go away?
I like the temporarity, but I feel like when doing more works, I mean, for example, I applied to an exhibition once with this, uh, and then I realized for that kind of like, I mean, for example, at supermarket, if I would put it there, it would like someone would knock it over, it would be broken. And also like it's difficult if to sell this kind of sculpture because it will not last.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it would be nice to have the possibility, but I like, that it's affected by the sun, and that it can last like between 5 minutes and 1,000 years, like when you find it like in the pyramids of Egypt. And
Mm-hmm.
um, so
Yeah, so in a way, like the documentation becomes the work itself, no matter that it's
yeah,
sculpture, actually the photos are the work.
yeah. I mean, like I have it like put down in a box, and every time I see it, I'm like, I wonder if it's still whole.
Uh-huh. What will happen? Like, did you keep the honey also in the box?
No, no, I washed it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like yeah, it doesn't affect the wax that you can wash it.
Yes, yes.
Nice. Well, I do have some beeswax hands that I made a cast a similar way. Like I also used alginate, but then I just poured wax directly in alginate.
Yeah,
So it's like full made of wax. And I was
yeah.
keeping it for years in the fridge. And then when we moved, I left it with my mother. So I think it's in somewhere in the basement. I'm not sure
Yeah,
what happened, but we'll see. And
yeah.
also put like a lot of pigment. I wanted to make it red. So it maybe this pigment will affect it somehow so nobody will eat it. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens over the year.
yeah,
But I was keeping it in the fridge because I thought like with the heat, like in Belgrade, summers can be hot. So I thought it could be like melted if it's sitting in
yeah,
the wrong place.
yeah.
Nice.
Should I show next thing?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I will skip some because I want to show one
Uh-huh.
that is newer. Yeah, I will see if I can zoom in.
You have a little plus. Yeah, you can zoom in.
Okay. So this is video installation that I made. And I think it's nicer to, if I click on it so you can see,
Nice.
like, can you see it?
Yeah.
And where is that?
So it's in my school. There's a very nice like project room where you can do cool stuff. So I made another installation with video before that was like starting on like also memories and emotions and this. And then I felt like when the project was finished, I wasn't finished with like the materials and the lights. I wanted to work more with the lights, and also I really like this the space foil, the Miller film. So then I made this as I wanted to do something that was, yeah, just continuing the experiments. So also I reused photos from another project. So it's from a train from the forest project that I talked about before. Just to get the motion and the rhythms like
And does
But
this installation, does it have
yeah.
any audio to it?
No.
I'm trying
Because
to
it
understand what I see. Is it like the projector also on the gold emergency blanket, and that, or is it just the light and then it has this reflection on the walls?
No, so this is from it's when the light from the projector hits the foil, you get this effect.
Uh-huh, nice. So,
Yeah.
but do you have two projectors then?
No, just one as um
Yeah, it's the part of the
here.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that's why you can see that it's
Yeah,
not like a proper square. So I'm just like projecting on a part of the screen
right. Yeah. So it's
of
like,
the foil.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's really great. So it's kind of like connecting the two walls at the same time.
Yeah. I wanted to make like a mattress or something so that you can lay on the floor and look in the ceiling and it's like space out.
Mm, it's amazing. It also has this dream quality that we have been
Yes.
talking about. I really like it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because there's so like in the reflection, there's so many different ways it could be interpreted. Like because in my mind I was like, oh, kind of looks like yellow northern lights, and then oh, kind of looks like lightning. Oh, it looks like water. So it connects in a lot of different ways, so can be interpreted in a lot of different ways as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And it's also like fantastic how we all use similar materials sometimes and then like in such a different ways. I was also playing like I'm like these old people and I also did it.
I saw in the page, I was like, oh, she also likes the Miller foil.
Yeah, I really like this gold emergency blanket. I don't have such a good documentation. I did one installation. I created a corner with emergency blankets with this gold, and then I had the salt in the floor, and then the projection was from above. So it was like projection was on the salt, which was white, but then like this was kind of like creating some kind. It wasn't like as nice as this on the walls. It was kind of like just creating. I don't even know how to describe, but I'll show you photos.
Yes, show me.
Yeah, but it's amazing like how we have like get inspired like from similar materials, so,
Yeah.
and then like we get like maybe please tell me more about this, like how this idea came from and like what did you want to present?
So this idea actually come from another from a previous project that I did uh, about this one that I did about I was feeling uh, homesick for the north. My school is in the south of Sweden, and I was having difficulties adapting.
Ylva,
Ja.
what was the school?
Kronobergs konstskola.
Okay.
And I'm from Stockholm, but I was longing from like north, the north and the snow. I was like, and I used to live in the north. So I wanted to like recreate the feeling, and I lived in a place with very cute mountains. So I wanted to be like embraced by the snow. So then one of my like um, the word I always write down a lot when I work. And one is like snow is a warm material. So I wanted to make a warm feeling, even though it's snow and ice. So then I use the other side of the foil because I think it's um, fascinating that it's isolating, similar as snow, and also with shelter, and like homeless people are using it. So then I put it first on this wall, and I projected a film going with the car in snow. And then it came this beautiful on the other wall, but just white reflections. And I was like, okay, what happens if I film this? So I filmed the other reflection, and then when I played what I had been filmed, if you looked for a long enough time, like first you're like, oh, is it underwater? And then after a while, the brain kind of gets that you're in a vehicle moving. So I was like, so that one is coming from going from a more like emotional um, and conceptual piece to the one with the gold that is only about the material, basically. Like for me, it's new also to be like to present works that has kind of like no deeper meaning. To be like, I just like the foil. That's it. I just think it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right.
Scroll down a little bit.
Hmm.
It's part of the same
Yes.
frame, right? Nice. Only Kai can understand the text.
Yeah.
I can try to translate. And then this is also a little bit dreamy in a way. So then the film is double projected, and this is also foil, but this is from the window protection on cars. Like in the winter, people have it, so that's it's nicer.
What is that? What?
You put it like on the window screen so that it won't be covered in ice.
Ah.
So it looks a little bit like mother of pearl.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. I have a question. So you're projecting with the projector on
Yeah.
this tool or something like
Yes.
that,
Yes.
and then we see the projection twice because we see it on the tool like on this
Yeah.
clock
Yeah.
and on the wall.
Yes. So it's from the same light beams. So first, so it kind of the projector is up here, and then it goes because it's semi-transparent. If it would have been like a white piece of sheet of paper here, then you would not have got a picture here.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't understand how we have it twice. Like on
I
the
think
very thin cloth, because I'm planning to project also on a thin cloth,
Yeah.
very thin cloth, a piece
Yeah.
of cloth. My video, what I showed. So I'm thinking, does it look? I don't know. I'm
well,
just
this
curious how you
this
make
is,
it.
I think, because the tool is white enough to capture some of the image. Is like what she was saying was it's not totally transparent, so it's not passing through completely. Some of the white is still catching the image, so you still see it, but it's transparent enough that it's able to pass through and be. But you can see on the other screen that it's not as clear. It looks a bit grainier on the bigger version.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like enough is passing through to see the image on both, but one is thin enough but thick enough to capture and then but still pass through, which is
Do
really
you think
beautiful.
it's all can I ask
here?
one more thing?
Yeah.
Do you think it also changes depending on how far from the wall you hang the cloth?
Yes.
Because if it's very close to the wall, will be almost no effect, double effect, right?
Yeah. If there are, I mean, then it will be just like the projector having a pair of sunglasses, I think.
And
Yeah.
of,
Yeah, but
and
that's
of
why
course,
like I could
there
here.
is, yeah.
In the original, it was actually holes, but it didn't. then I had to switch fabric, but I put,
But is it tulle?
yes, it's teal,
Mhm.
and then this is it looks like teal, but it's the thing you have when you renovate the house, so it's more like harder plastic,
Yeah.
but also like the same, also like a net kind of.
Yeah.
But of course, if you have a long distance between the images, so there is a focus problem
Yeah.
because you have to focus either on the wall or on the textile or what
Yeah.
Mm.
or in the middle between, and then it's
Mm.
Yeah, it's also interesting also about the size.
sure.
It's possible that this would not work if it was like in a bigger room.
Mm.
I'm still learning about video art and
Yeah.
projections, but I think
What is
it's
the distance
so
between
nice.
these two? Like about a meter or something?
What?
The distance between the fabric and the wall, it's about a meter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I decided to do because they were it was free cubicles, and I was like, this looks exactly like the one we rented at supermarket last year's. So I was like, I will make it. I will pretend that it's not in school. I will pretend that it's on a fair. So it's almost exactly the same. So I think this is like 10 minutes. I think this is like this wall is like 160. Yeah, this is 160 because it was exactly the same as the Miller foil that I decided not to use in the end.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the video, like, where did you take the video? It was the landscape where you have been living at that time.
No, so I wanted to combine like the memories, but also like the places that are not private. So this I actually filmed in Tornedalen, which is like very north, like on the border to Finland. So which is not where I used to live, but to get the kind of sense that it's that this is actually not site specific. This is like a lot about like the fantasy.
Nice.
Should I scroll?
Yes, yes. Amazing.
Who is that?
It's me.
Oh, no, wait. Oh.
So I made first I was doing sculpture with plaster bandage. And then I was like, wow, it looks so cool, like the pattern. So I made like photos and then I made drawings of skin. And when I was living there, I was feeling like lonely, and it was like just a few years, after the pandemic. So it was like so little body contact. And people there, they don't hug as much as in Stockholm. So I was like, I have to like comfort myself or like embrace myself. So I made like that I'm sleeping in my own skin, kind of. But and then when I show it at the exhibition, then I put also electrical blanket to make it extra cozy for the visitors.
That they could try to.
Yes, they could try.
Oh, nice.
I did when we have it's popular to have this like a whole neighborhood, all the galleries and all the artists have exhibition at the same day. So it will be like 30 artists, and then the people are going around like cruising. So the visitors will be exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice. And a friend, she was going through the divorce, and after she was like, wow, this was so good.
Nice.
Yeah, she actually got to keep one of the pillows. They have a co-working space. So they have one there in the coach so they can get a little bit coziness in when they need to take a break in the workday.
And the bed, you took the bed out just for the photo, or
Yes.
is it like an installation, or
Yeah, so I think this is like design or installation, but I think many people believe that it's performance when they see the
I
picture.
mean, it is in a way.
Yeah.
It's
So
a,
no,
yeah. And
so
doesn't
this
matter how many people, like, if you didn't announce it, it doesn't matter. Like, it was a performance for somebody. So,
Also, it's
yeah,
interesting
yeah.
to say,
My friend helped me carry the bed and take the pictures. So
Yeah.
very exclusive viewing.
yeah, yeah.
you say you feel cozy on the snow outside, bare skin.
Yeah.
That's a contradiction for me. Like I would say this.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
No?
but this is like the sun is so strong. So
Mhm.
this is like February or March. So it can be like 15 degrees or something.
Which is really cold.
Really,
Which is really hot here.
yeah.
Depending for who you
Yeah,
ask.
exactly. Yeah.
Everything is relative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. For you, 15, it's hot. For us, it's cold.
I mean, for it being
Getting
with
out
the
of
with the
winter,
snow.
Yeah.
But it's also an interesting decision, like to have like like you would think that like if you want to make it cozy, you would have a pajama or something. But then, like, so it's kind of like all these elements are creating, the narrative around the work, which is interesting. Yes, please tell me more about this. What do we see?
Yes. So I will show the video. So called the delayed encounter.
Mhm.
How did you do
Amazing.
this?
So I filmed myself mainly watching out of the window. So when you would see this as an exhibition, it will be most of the time I will be like away, and people have to wait and wait, and then I will be like.
And I still don't understand, like, the body.
Oh yeah, the body is paper. This is
Carton?
no, just normal paper.
And is it the life size? Yeah.
Yes. So it's the whole.
Oh, cool.
I love this work. I think it's the
It's really cool. Yeah.
so cool. Half still, half video. Really good.
And because I feel, like in exhibitions, at least for me, I want to know how people receive the images, and I feel often when it's like a group exhibition, where it's like a cluster of artists trying to we try to say like, wow, what are they saying? So here it's like I'm making it a meeting as if it's if I would have been more like an artist like on stage, like in theater or something. So here I put a cell phone that is filming.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to see the viewers. So when
that's a
they're
great idea.
looking here,
Such a good idea.
and then
Oh, that's a
I
great
can see
idea.
them here.
Yeah. So like you're the gaze, but you also get their gaze.
Yes.
That's amazing idea. And also like it's the artist is present, kind of
Yeah.
like you're the artwork, you're including yourself as the artwork. So like you're the present, like watching them, but then like who is watching who? I really like this. It's like
almost
I
like
think
you're
it's like a
meeting the
role play.
viewers.
Sorry, what did you say, Sam?
It's like you're meeting the viewers without actually. It's like a kind of like you meet them later, but they're kind of meeting you now, and it's
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
Yeah, like adding layers of time, like what do we
Yeah.
perceive and when and how, like because they're experiencing your presence and that you're not actually present, but you are, and like they're examining you in a way. Like imagine if you were really truly present there, like would they have this close look, like
Yeah.
you'd be able to experience this in a way as you are with this video. That's really cool. But then also like because it's combination of still and the video, like your head is floating. It's kind of like, you know, like from these futuristic movies that like you can have like this floating head that is present. It's kind of like the like holograms. Like it reminded me of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know, like in Star Wars, like they have a
yeah,
hologram and then they communicate. So
yeah.
that's similar like with this.
And Futurama. You remember Futurama?
Yes, I'm
Ah,
future.
right.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
had the Beastie Boys, but just their heads.
Yeah.
Hmm. I
Yeah,
believe it's something.
all of the projects you showed give me a connection, like you said, which is great because like I'm getting this a sense of memory, but like when we're talking about dreams, like where there's that overlap of was that something that really happened, or was it just a memory, or was it just a dream, and where they kind of combine. All your projects follow that thread, which I really love because it's like very kind of in between reality and dream. You know, like you have the paper figure, but then you have this like ghost like or dream like head, which is like, you know, references kind of like Futurama, where it's just your head. But it's fantastic in that it's like this mix of reality and dream and memory. I love it.
Like what you did there, you make us, I mean, not us, but viewers, make them feel like they're being peeping toms. Because usually when we're looking at images, we allow ourselves to stare. Like we
Yeah.
never allow ourselves. I mean, when I'm looking people, I sometimes would like to stare because I'm interested, but I don't do that. But here, people stare, and then suddenly the image looks back. And like that's ingenious move. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
very
think
nice. Yeah.
Natalie, we have an artist friend that lives in Barcelona. She had similar work.
Mhm.
She was wearing like something with the phones on her head. So like, but she was physically present in the space. I will find it and send you.
Yeah.
And it was also recording, but then she was also like doing it as a performance. So maybe that's your next move.
Yeah. Or just hide my face in the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
There was
Like
also,
very.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say there was also a work the other day that I saw at a Tate Late, Tate Britain Gallery. I think the artist is called Nina Davies, and she had all these kind of phones recording in the space that kind of viewers could kind of wander around and, you know, stop recording and start recording, and then they could like take selfies through the phone, kind of stuff like that. So it's, I don't know, I thought that might interest you if you want to have a look at her.
What was the name of her?
Her name was Nina Davies, I think. If you Google Nina Davies like Tate Late, it should come up, I imagine.
I have to write it down.
Same.
Nina Davis.
Mhm.
Tate, what?
Tate Late.
What is that?
Uh,
Take like,
so the Tate galleries in London, I think every
Yeah.
Friday or like once a month, every Friday or something, they open the galleries up late,
Correct.
and various like performances and stuff like that, artist showcases, and obviously the free collections are all open. And yeah, there was one this Friday that was kind of looking at female digital artists.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching and the
Thank you for
feedback.
showing.
Yes,
Very
thank you so
nice.
much for
Nice.
showing. It was really great. I really love your work and I'm curious to see more. Like maybe like yes, you will send me your if you have a website so
Yeah.
that I can include the link also with this video presentation on YouTube so people can see more. So that
Yeah.
is so nice. I want to explore your work more, and I'll send you some of mine.
In a very weird way, I think all of these works are like performances. Even the
Yeah.
Yeah.
ones. I don't know how but there is a link there. I still I didn't catch it, but I know that is there because definitely second and third one are performances. The first one somehow links to that. I don't know how to make it a performance, but it is.
I mean, it is. I don't think
Yeah.
performance has to be like theater that you invite the audience and like
Yeah.
just the act that you're doing it, and then like you have a like if people are perceiving it even through documentation, it's still a performance.
Yeah.
Well, like Boschko said, even the first one is a performance in a way because the artwork itself, as it deteriorates, is its performance. You know, like it has a beginning and an end. It's not like
Yeah.
until it's sealed and not finished or like unperishable. So meanwhile, it's perishable. It's in the process of degeneration, and that itself is a performance.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's a longer performance.
Yeah.
It's a long
Right.
game,
I think
but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I made a very, if this is how do you describe performance, then I made a very long one. This
Yeah.
I made a picture that I gonna hide away in the attic for people to find it in the future.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Because I made a paraphrase of Ylva Eklöf,
Uh-huh.
and her pictures were forgotten in an attic for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
So
Amazing.
let's see if I have a photo. So I hid it.
So it's still hidden?
Uh, no, actually, I took it down because
I had to clean the attic.
I have to find a good place because I don't want someone to find it
Uh-huh.
too early.
Okay. That's a great idea. I mean, yeah, that's also like a really long performance. Maybe like I'm wondering, like maybe now that you're trying to rehide it, like this could be also like making documentation of all this could become a part of the work. So like for the future, you know, like
Can I share? Oh no, I can't share a screen
right,
anymore.
because we wait, I will make you again a host because we were connecting again. Sorry. Mhm. Okay, you're a host.
Okay, now. So this is well, he did it. I made it from one. You know, her paintings that she made that were supposed to be for a temple, and then there is one called Childhood, and it will just be like this, and then the person who finds it will open it
Uh-huh.
like an icon,
Oh, nice. Like
and
an
then and
altar.
then yes, and then I changed. I didn't like her, so I made it about the place where I live. That Hilma Klint also lived there long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So then I made, because it's 1.5 hours from Stockholm, but it's all more sun than Stockholm. So I changed like to the sun, and then I made like a plant that is typical. So I changed the plant, and then like the berry of the plant,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will like just close it up, and leave it.
Nice. That's a great idea. I'm wondering like what will happen if you change it over time so that like it keeps adding, you know, like adding elements and then like in like 50 years it becomes something else.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
every year, like at a certain time you add a specific new element. So
yeah, because I mean it's like multiple canvases in a way. I only painted the front one.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then it's like it's almost like a dice in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's amazing idea. I wonder what will happen. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be informed in the future.
Yes.
I was watching, they were making a commercial for cognac that is about to be opened in, like, let's say, 200 years. So they are not, that's going to be the oldest one. Making commercial for that, and I was thinking, like, I mean, it's just a drink, but when you open it after, let's say, 200 years and you drink it, there is special ingredient in the taste, and that is just the time. Our sense of somebody tells you this is 200 years old, you can taste it. I can almost, I'm almost certain that you could taste it somehow because
Yeah.
you would imagine it. So what kind of an ingredient would your work bring to the viewer after, I don't know, how many years or decades, whatever, because I'm thinking when it comes to art or painting,
Yeah.
what's what is the ingredient that just the time brings? I don't know. That's a question. I'm just
Yeah.
putting it out there.
Of course, the colors are going to fade
Yeah.
or
Maybe.
a little bit.
But will they when it's, I think because it's closed off, probably not so much going to
Yes,
happen.
not so much, but it
But
will,
yes, yeah.
it will fade a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it
And
depends. So is it oil colors or which?
no, it's egg tempera, so it's also possible that it will like not last even a year because I realized a little. Wait, I have to let out the cat.
I think that oil tempera is
Mhm.
egg tempera is much better than oil colors
Why?
because they
Mhm.
like, yeah, there are not so much damages. Oil colors are not especially good for lasting the time.
When
Oh,
you
yeah, because they get brownish or yellowish.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the egg tempera is much better.
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, the problem is that
is
because
it varnished?
I made this as an assignment, and then I realized because I had made the iconic thing for another project, so I made that part 4 years ago, and I realized too late that I had actually coated with acrylic or like wall paint.